Didn't get any audio at all whatsoever. So unfortunately, I got to go back and redo that whole live because that's unacceptable. And how did that happen? That's DJI Mic 3, and it's just not working at all. And so I'm going to try to check this out to see if this actually works. There we go. Yeah. So I actually do get audio, and it's playing now, which is good. It's obviously great, but that's just something that you have to deal with and you have to take in consideration. Like if it's a super serious project, and yeah, we did like a live with an amazing bassist, and the thing is we spent maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours on that live, and it was a great live. It was incredible, like so many inspiring moments and situations. And unfortunately, the DJI Mic 3, which I often use, it's very convenient. It's very, very convenient. But if it doesn't work, what are you going to do with it? You know, like that's the reason Tentacle Sync is like the go-to for everything. And you have no mistakes with Tentacle Sync. I've never, ever had an issue with Tentacle Sync. Once it's set up, it's just like, it's the best audio recorder possible. So like, it's not a big deal because I can redo the live, but just that whole moment, all of those like ideas and thoughts and theories and like that moment in time was not there. So if you're going to do any type of lives or any type of serious work, I would not be around DJI Mic 3. Like it's a cool mic, very cool mic, but not worth it for the serious work. If you're going to do serious stuff, like really, really serious stuff, you have to go with like Tentacle Sync or some other like very respectable and solid company that you're like, you know what? I know it's going to work. It's 100% going to work. And as you know, everybody, we are going live every single day of 2026. And I'm going to keep this one a little bit short because we got a few things that we have to, you know, finish and get done before sunset. So we're trying to get 30K in 30 days. And what day is this? Like 21 of that. And we're nowhere near it, but we're building. We're building as much as we can. And tonight is not supposed to be a hangout, but it kind of is like a hangout. You know, this is a build session. If you're trying to level up your life, your money, your craft, or your mindset, you're in the right room. In the next couple of minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how I think, how I create, and how I turn chaos into clean results. And at the end, I'm dropping 10 motivational quotes you can steal for your own life. Yo, I'll be Drone. Thank you for joining, buddy. Welcome back. How is life? Are you staying comfortable and warm up there? So yeah, just a quick reminder, don't post your location, don't post your personal info, don't dox yourself in the chat. Don't ever do that stuff because internet is also a beautiful place, but it can also be a very, very wild place. So keep it safe and keep it winning, y'all. So type build in the chat if you're here to actually improve something tonight. That's right, one day at a time, I'll be droned. That's the way to do it. And yeah, Juan09B, thank you for joining. How you doing, buddy? What are you working on today? What are you trying to improve? So think about this as a creative philosophy. Clean is expensive. So most people don't actually lack talent. They lack restraint on certain things. They add noise. They add extra words. They add extra edits. And it makes everything look cheaper. Now, that's just from one perspective, but you can always think to yourself, what is it that I want to design? What is it that I want to build? And how do I want my viewer to see this? And so I have a few projects that I'm working on, and I'm thinking, I don't know, what would you guys like to see me like within my editing process? I'm using Final Cut Pro, and I'm gonna work on an edit of like a really expensive margarita with like tasty drinks and those types of taste, like all natural additives to the margarita where there's not like those really bad things. And yeah, I'm gonna work on that edit, and I'm gonna like add some music and then throw some transitions in there, and I'm gonna try to keep it short, clean, and it's gonna be one of those like videos where it's like it's pretty good. And also I'm gonna try to stream, because I've been streaming when I'm on OBS on the laptop at 1080p. I'm gonna try to stream at 4K because we got this new internet service. And if you guys are in like California, I can send you guys a link. I was spending like $160. Now I'm spending like 94, and it's double the speed, and I'm getting like 2 gigs. So my upload speed is like 1900. No, my download speed is like 1900. My upload speed is like 1750, which is wild. Ooh, you built a new 5-inch? That is incredible, bro. I have a 5-inch that I need to build, and I want to see some pics. I want to see some flight footage, dude. That is insane, bro. That is insane. I just flew my drone for this investment project, and they're thinking about like putting a bunch of trees, like fruit trees and random trees, like on this hill. And so I did like kind of like this, just like an overview. I walked the line first, and then I flew the drone to see like where we can place all the trees and those types of things. So it's pretty cool, man. That's awesome. And how would you guys feel about that? Do you guys want to see some of the behind the scenes of editing a video? You're tuning with black box data, gonna be on Rails. Oh my God, dude, I'm so excited to see that, man. I don't know much about black box tuning, but yeah. Redbeard1, yeah, man, that he's if you're talking about the internet, it's fast, and if you're talking about that drone, it's fast. Yeah, 5-inch FPV drones, those are the ones where you can like flip upside down, do 360s, do rolls, back flips, front flips, all those. All right, cool, man. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing with the Final Cut Pro. Yeah. Yeah, Albie Drone has like a really cool channel. He's got some cool buddies there that light up his comment section. So, you know, don't be afraid to go over there and show him some support, show him some love, and he's a cool dude. So, yeah, he's a pretty talented pilot. So, what do you guys think about like the edits? Yeah, go on, go on. Do you think that clean is better, or that chaos is a little bit better? And does it depend on the story? I think it depends mostly on the story. So yeah, for that editing thing, I guess you can watch that process and check it out, and hopefully it can inspire you to like edit a little bit better and become more, what's that word when someone speaks very clearly? That's articulate with your editing and with your storytelling, because when you're editing, you're showing people and you're introducing them to sounds that you want them to hear. Yeah, clean edits are always great. Yeah, for sure. And you know, I think chaos, whenever you see chaos, it has like an effect to you as well. So whenever you want that viewer to feel a little bit of chaos, okay, but there has to be like some type of like tension and relief like after it, for sure. That makes a lot of sense. And you should always have like a focal point, like whenever you're shooting a video, like what you want your viewer to see. You got to have like that hero subject, and then, you know, all the background stuff is kind of like colorful complement, just to like complement that shot, which is a pretty cool thing. right now I'm using Final Cut Pro mostly, and yeah, I've been on Final Cut for a long time, so I'm pretty quick with it, and I have some hotkeys down, and then I have like this Logi Pro like roller, which is like pretty cool, and it's good for cutting, and you can like program where like if you use the blade on, you guys are this, okay, if you use the blade here and then you blade it here, it'll grab, for some reason it's stupid, but it'll grab like this part of the timeline and then grab this part of the timeline and then delete it. And that's like the quickest way I can do it. And you have like within this programmable portion, you can have it like wait 2 milliseconds, 5 milliseconds, 10, 120, 150 milliseconds, but just depending on how fast your computer is, so you don't have to move your mouse all around. So basically just cut it one spot and then cut it in another spot, and it'll like, which is really good for like longer edits, and you're just like, I want to do a rough edit, and then yeah, it just makes like the workflow so much easier. And yeah, I think music is also great when it comes to editing, but you have to think about like, if the viewer has to struggle just to hear what the person's saying and the music's too loud, it's almost too taxing. You're like, ouch, it hurts my ears. And then you get ear fatigue because you're really trying to hear what the message is being portrayed. So with that, I agree. Chaos is too wild. Cleanliness is better when it comes to audio. And with video, what do you guys use sound effects? What is like your go-to for sound effects, or do you create your own sound effects? Yeah, sound editing can like really create like the best thing. And I don't know if you guys saw it earlier, but right now I'm on the DJI Mic 3, which is like a cool microphone, and it's great. It's convenient. Like it has this thing where I clip onto my shirt. Then it has another one. I might lose audio now, but it has like a magnet thing here. And with that magnet thing, you can like put it on a leather jacket like we did yesterday, or you can put it, wherever you want. But I lost all my audio. Can you guys still hear me now, or did we lose audio? And I could actually check here because I'm monitoring it. Check 1 2. Okay, yeah, so we're still good. Yeah, and yeah, you want to keep your audio as clean as possible if it's possible, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's really hard to do that. And when you're editing, you have the idea of like, what do I want this person to feel? DJI drones are banned, and reckon the mics are not. Yeah, DJI drones are banned. Did you ever order like a O4 Pro air unit or O4 air unit and then get it in the States after December 31st, whatever, January 1st? I talked to one company, they're like, yeah, we can send it to you. And I'm just thinking like, do I go through that whole time of like waiting and then it getting stuck in tariff situation? You can't go wrong with Calyx Vista. That's true. Yeah, so that's weird. And what's going to happen with Unusual UMAC? Is that stock going to go up since DJI is banned? And what's going to happen? O3 air units are really cool. Those are awesome. There we go. We got our own little sound system over here. We got a car honking horn. Yeah, I'll be drone. One of the wild things though is, if I were you, when you start like doing your vlogging and your live streaming, you seem like a cool dude, but don't dox yourself. Like, don't say what location you are or where you are or too much about your family and all those types of things. Some lady showed up yesterday and was just harassing me, like following me. I had to call the cops on her. Yo, Kid Stardust, how you doing? 86. Yeah, how do you feel about what happened, man? and people are kind of concerned about like the signature of your videos, and they try to stay within like that same realm, and using like the same font face or typography or certain situations. And I say try different things and see what you like the most, because when you try different things and you're like, oh, you know what, I like this one a little bit better than that one, it changes a little bit, like it, and you see which one kind of you have more fun with and what your viewers enjoy watching a little bit more, which is good. Chiga936, thank you for adding into the chat. Comfort kills more dreams than failure ever will. Stay disciplined. Attack the day. You're right, buddy. You're absolutely right. Get out of your comfort zone. Do those things that are wild, especially if they're legal and they're good and they're not hurting anybody. Like yesterday on the live, I was chatting with the upright bassist, the classical bassist, and there's two girls, and we're on Melrose in Los Angeles. And you're right, dude. Yeah, yeah, that's wild. Man, politics is wild. I have zero knowledge as far as that stuff, and you know, I wish peace for a lot of people, but like sometimes people have to fight and do those types of things. So it's a tough one to negotiate and talk to about that one. But yeah, I hope there's a lot of peace over there. That's what I hope for. That's most important. And you got to think about hooks too, because if your first 10 seconds or 2 or 3 seconds are weak, it's not really good for you and your viewer retention. You got to have that hook. And sometimes people like show a cliffhanger, like this and that, blah, 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 what happens. And then she goes to slap the guy. And then it goes back to like what happened and him telling the joke, and then to her, and then whatever. And then she was inspired to slap him. And then it has like some type of resolve. That's kind of important with like how you create your hooks and those types of things. Yeah, man. A lot of people talk about the news and they talk about that being very much propaganda. So you got to be careful with all of that stuff. So like if you're into cars and you're looking for like a great hook, for the first, say you walk up and you're like, I'm going to show you the one mod that makes your car feel 30% faster. So if I have like this one modification I can show you to make your car 30% faster without wrecking reliability, like you're going to want to watch that. So you're giving the viewer a huge amount of value before even anything else happens. Like they're like, oh my gosh, I want to know what's happening. That's the reason they call it a hook, like when you're going fishing and you hook a fish. So it's a good thing to try to consider. All right, and then for like the drone people, the FPV, if you start a video with like, I'm going to show you the single setting that stops your footage from looking like a washing machine, from all the jiggling and stuff, that's a good hook as well, because that gets people like, oh, you know what? This is going to sound, or this is going to look really, really nice comparing to like just super shaky footage, that jello effect. Or if you're talking about real estate, you say, I'm going to show you the mistake that costs buyers 5 figures before they even see the house. You're like, oh my gosh, I want to save money. That's a good hook. People are going to want to do that. And if someone's a content creator, you go, I'm going to show you why your content looks fine, but does not feel premium. Because people want premium content. They always want that. And that's one really good thing to consider. All right, y'all in the chat, type hook if you want me to rewrite one of your hooks live. Put your niche and your topic in one sentence. And when you're creating, try to think about like, what's the constraint? What is the constraint? And that's what winners ask. They say, what is the constraint? And then the people who always have that victim mindset, they kind of think to themselves, why is this happening to me? What did I do? Why is this happening to me? All right, so we have the 3 constraints that silently kill progress. No schedule. You're like, oh, I'll do it if I feel like it. You know, you need a schedule. 100% need a schedule. No feedback loop. If nobody tells you the truth, your content stays mid. And no reps. People want results with no volume. That's fantasy. You need to create, you need volume. 100% need volume. As much volume as you can. So when you develop your brand, you know, think about it. Is my brand about taste and reps and courage? You know, with those 3 things, it's going to be good. You know, taste looks right, reps, so it gets good, and courage, so you publish anyway. All right, chat. What are you building right now? Be specific. Channel. What type of YouTube channel? What type of business? Are you into fitness? Are you into money, relationships, skill? What is it? Yep. All right. That's a good one. So if your hook is too vague, make it measurable. Like what of your hook, what about of your hook is kind of like not clear enough? You need that clear hook. That's what you really, really need. Hey, Ebi Yekwand, how are you? How are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining. If you like this content, like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because we're going live every single day of 2026. Oh, that's a funny one. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been getting so many compliments about that thing I have on my lip. I wonder what's going on. What do people like that so much for? Yo, Amin Afridi 0312, how you doing? Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining. As you know, we're going live every single day of 2026. Like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. I'm good, my brother. I'm very good. How are you doing? What's new with you? Yeah, so we're just talking about like location and those types of things. If you saw the live yesterday, you don't want to really talk about your location or where you are and those types of things. Like, don't give exact locations because, you know, I was doing like an interview yesterday and someone showed up like 45 hour after the interview and started messing with me and for like too long, had to call the cops and do the whole restraining order process. It's not worth it, man. Just do the right thing. And don't give out too much information online, except stuff that will like help people become better people. What are some of your goals coming up? I mean, man, that's a very big one. Leo Lee 144, thank you for lighting up the chat, buddy. That's a hard one, man. What do you think about the war? Because I'm not there. I don't know too much about it. Oh, cheers from Pakistan. How's life in Pakistan? But you know, the only thing that we see is what we see and what we hear. So we don't really know what's going on or the real reasons behind certain things. But You know, I think the best thing you can do is like try to stay out of trouble, be a good citizen, and follow your dreams and passion, you know. Nice, Amin. Thank you, bro. From Pakistan, 20 years old. What are you studying over there, man? What are some of your goals and dreams? Like, if money wasn't an option, you had all the money in the world, what would you do? And also, what are you doing now? Yeah, man, if you want to go someplace, the only thing really stopping you are those little obstacles. And those little obstacles, you can gamify them and make them fun. And then every single small step you make towards your goal, it's going to be great. It's going to be just amazing because you're gamifying those things. And every little step towards progress is going to make you like super happy. You're studying about the computer. Are you doing software or hardware? What exactly are you doing with the computer, buddy? And just to let you know, in reality, your future is not waiting for confidence. It's waiting for consistency. So as long as you're consistent and you keep on being consistent, it's going to help you so much. So much. So make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you guys can be consistent and I can help you every single day of 2026. So now I create content as a hobby for fun, and then I work with investments in real estate. So if anyone has any questions with real estate in California or investing in California or any of those types of things, your buddy Carlo right here can help you. Very cool. You're doing hardware and software with computer. Do you have a preference between either one, Amin? Like, what do you like more within the process? So taste gets you noticed, reps get you respected. Think about that. 6G HI H1O4I. You little rascal. Thank you, brother. Thank you for joining. I hope you're enjoying the live. Y'all are welcome here. Prince Jab, how you doing? Thank you for joining. Like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. All right, y'all. And here's another thing to think about. You don't need a new life. You need a tighter system. You know, you can really do so many great things in life. So many great things. You just need to tighten up your system a little bit. Prince Jab, what makes you think that, man? You know, there's things that people say and do to inspire sadness and fear. And thank you, Amin Afreed. You're awesome, brother. People want to inspire fear. And what does fear do? It makes you kind of nervous and uneasy and on edge and making bad decisions and making you drop things and doing those types of things. And that's not worth it, man. Like, what's the biggest thing that's going to happen? Someone dies or one of those types of things? Man, the Lord is in control. Don't worry about a thing, man. Yeah, they're eating cats and dogs. Is that good protein? Is that healthy? Is that good? Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not an easy situation, you know? Like, what would you do in that type of situation? And how accurate are the numbers with everything about what's going on? Like, realistically, it's so complex. It's not easy to dissect or say this person's right or this person's wrong. There's like millions of things within one person and their decisions and all of the waves that happen from the rock they throw in the pond. And then put 100 people in the same room throwing rocks in the same pond, there's going to be some waves, you know, and especially if some people are not like following the rules and they're throwing bigger rocks or smaller rocks or pieces of paper or plastic or wood, it changes the waves, you know. So where are you guys at right now, and are you safe? And do you think the people in Iran are happy that those things happened? So every person has this thing in them where they're like, I want to quit. I just want to stop. I don't want to do it, you know? And the thing is you need to just activate yourself and get on with it and do it. Just do it. Figure out what's stopping you and do it. And then you need to stop negotiating with the version of yourself. Stop negotiating with the version of yourself that quits. So if someone's quitting or something in your body is quitting, don't negotiate with that part of your body. Yo, Christopher X8 H2B, thank you for joining, brother. Like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. We're hyping people up. We're having an awesome chat over here, and we're motivating. So that part of you that quits, don't negotiate with it. You need to be like the boss of your own body. You need autonomy. You need to be like, okay, I know I can't do this yet, but maybe in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I'm definitely going to do it. And I'm definitely going to be able to do it. There's nothing that's going to be able to stop me. I'm going to be too fast. I'm going to be too strong. I'm going to move around. There's nothing that can hit me, nothing that can touch me. And the way you get there is by being slow and then getting faster and then getting hit and then knowing how to not get hit. That's how you get there. And I don't understand, my brother. What do you mean? One will become? Yeah, one will become with getting better. Okay. Oh, you want to travel to USA? Good, man. Good. You know, if you're a good citizen, you're a good person, you have a good plan. That's all you need, man. You need a really good plan to make your dreams come true. And think about this. The moment you simplify, you speed up. You speed up so much once you simplify. You make everything so much easier. You just simplify everything in your life. And you speed up. Like all those little things that are kind of misguiding you or taking you away from your goals or dreams, you got to be able to say, no, stop that. I'm moving forward with my goals and dreams, and just do that. Amin, you have another friend in the USA, buddy. I'll be your friend, man. We're friends. We are all friends over here. We are all friends, and that's a good thing. You know, guys and girls are not friendly enough all around the world, all around the world, and we just need to be more friendly to each other. You know. Amin, tell me what you mean by that. Your last statement, the servant statement. Discipline is self-respect with a schedule. So you have to respect yourself and you have to have a schedule. Yo, Muchanek, how are you, buddy? Everything is going great. Good evening. Hopefully you're doing well too. What are some of your goals, dreams? What are you trying to work on in life? You're welcome here. Awesome, buddy. Awesome. Yeah, we're going live every day of 2026. So if this resonates in a good way and it's helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications because we are going to be helping as much as we can. And we're going live every day of 2026. Discipline is self-respect with a schedule. So you got to have that self-respect and you got to have a schedule. I'm from California, buddy. Where are you from? And what inspires you? What are 2 things you like and 1 thing you do not like? Moochneck. And you got to remember something. If something is important in your life, you have to write it down in a calendar. Not just in your head. You got to put it in the calendar. Put it in the calendar. Nice to meet you too, buddy. I heard Morocco has some good waves, man. I'm in. I'll remember you, buddy. You're unforgettable, buddy. So if something is really important, make sure you write it down in your calendar. Put an alarm 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, 1 day before if it takes 1 day to prepare, 2 days before if it takes 2 days to prepare. Just do that. How do you say your name? Mouseneck. You're not bothering at all, buddy. You're welcome over here. Everybody's welcome. We're all friends over here. You're in a good area. And you got to think about this one. Your excuses, they're loud. They are very loud, but your results are even louder. So just think about that. Excuses are loud, results are even louder. And just another strong one for y'all. Mosin. Oh, what a cool name, man. That's a very cool name. I haven't heard that name before. That's really cool. Yeah, man. I'll see you, Amin. We'll see you around, buddy. Thanks for lighting up the chat. You guys light up the chat with any questions or concerns. And here's another one just to kind of hype you guys up a little bit. Build so hard that doubt runs out of evidence. So you're just building so well, man. So well. And do that until doubt runs out of evidence. So there's no doubt. You're just building so well. Oh, Momo, thank you for lighting up the chat. You look like you playing a role. Do I? Which role am I playing? With everyone, lighting up the chat, I try to respond to everybody because every single person is important. You're important. You're loved. Your parents love you. The weather here is nice. It's really nice. A little bit warmer during the day, and then at night it gets chilly, super chilly. And I just saw a girl walking around and she had like very little clothing on, and I was like, how is she surviving with her little dog? And it's so cold for me, but like personally I like it warm. If I'm sweating, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm good with sweating. I like to sweat. If it's too cold, I'm like, no, man, no. I'm not happy with that. Check this out. I got a little Amaran light. Shout out to Amaran. This is a cool light. So basically, you can put it on the back of your phone. You can open it up. It has a mirror here, which is pretty cool. And then also with that mirror, what you can do, you can push this button on top, and it lights up that mirror for a selfie. And then it changes, so it changes the light like this, which is pretty cool. So if you're like in a bind and you're like, oh man, it's starting to get dark, I need some light in here, I could take this, I could bounce it here, And this is just like a little content creation hack, and bam, I have lighting. Yeah. How is it in Morocco over there, man? Is it cold? Are the waves good? I heard there's some really good waves over there. Which part of Morocco are you in? You don't need to say the city, but like how far are you away from the coast? And do you ever get in the water and surf, or you're not really too much of a surfer? So when you're creating something, creating content, creating anything, your problem isn't time, your problem is not resources. Your problem usually is, sorry about that, touch the mic. Your problem usually is that you're letting your mood decide your future. And you don't really want to let your mood decide your future. You want to have that self-discipline and that control. You're like, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna do that. Yo, Mini Jim, what type of salad you got? Send some pics. Here in Morocco, the weather is unpredictable. Sometimes cold in winter and sometimes sunny. We're tired of it. Yeah, yeah. What are your three favorite things about being Moroccan and being in Morocco? Motivation is not the engine, it's the smoke. The engine is discipline. Discipline is I do it anyway. Discipline, discipline, discipline. How important is discipline? Put that donut down. Don't eat that cookie. Put something healthy in your mouth. Exercise. Run. Do something great. Don't let your ego stop you. Oh, I'm not as fast as I was 3 months ago. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to do sprints anymore. I don't care. I don't care. Get out there, strap on those shoes, do those sprints. You got no time to waste, man. You got no time to waste. You're just increasing your own self-value by getting better physically, mentally, and socially. That's extremely important. Extremely important. All right, y'all. If you have discipline, type anyway in the chat just to show yourself that you have discipline and to get you going toward that path. That's extremely important. Wayne Dillon, thank you for joining. Yo, this is a mustache chatting. How are you? I am not that innocent. Thank you for joining, y'all. Awesome. Do you like living in the capital of that city? What are some of like the good things and the bad things? Is there a lot of traffic, a lot of friends? How is your team going to do this year in the World Cup? And did they make it to the World Cup? And do you guys like soccer? You guys are not too much a fan of soccer. I've actually been chatting with a buddy of mine who's a ex-US soccer defender. Great player, awesome personality, cool dude. And I'm thinking about creating some type of content with him. And he's a soccer coach as well. So I'm thinking, like, do you guys have any good ideas of like things that have not happened or have happened that are really good? And like what type of content you guys would like to see with in regards to soccer, or if you guys are not really into soccer. And you got to think about it. If your life feels chaotic, it's because your system is weak. So if your bank account feels stressed, it's because your system is weak. And if your content is inconsistent, it's because your system is weak. So you got to have that system. You got to have a really, really good system happening. Yeah, Zildjian Zone, thanks for joining the chat. Peace and happiness. That's right, dude. We need some more love in the world. You are absolutely right, man. Absolutely. So you need that good system. I'm going to give you a system you can start tonight. You have 3 non-negotiables, okay? 3. 1 daily win. You got to set yourself up for a daily win. 1 daily win that you cannot talk yourself out of. You need that thing that it's going to happen no matter what. No matter what. You also need 1 weekly proof that you can point to. It's like, see that? I did that. And the week before that, I did this, and I did this. You need those things, right? A week ago, you made a post. You made a post about a workout or a listing or a finished video edit, that is just like polished and solid. You're like, I'm happy about that one. I'm happy about it. Not that it got like 11,000 views, but I'm happy about it. I'm really happy about it. And you also, the third thing you need is a brutal truth. 1 very, very brutal truth. 1 very brutal truth that you face every week. Something that within the process, you're like, I did this, but it didn't work. And what did it not work for? I am not that innocent. Are you Team Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, or Ravenclaw? Please explain. Which one is best? Which one are you? And which one do you get along with mostly? J. Jonah Jameson, how you doing? Thank you for joining. If the zombie apocalypse broke out tonight, what's the first thing you do? It depends on where I am and who I'm with, who I need to help first. I'm not worried. I'm definitely not worried. Like, I'm happy that I can do a few things. I'm not worried at all. But yeah, what about you? If it happened, what would you do? And you guys got to think to yourself, not someday, not when it's perfect. Proof beats promise every single time. The proof beats promise every time. Like, oh, I promise, I promise, I promise. No, just do it. Just do it. Who is the Daryl? J. Jonah James. Thanks for lighting up the chat. Hopefully y'all like, subscribe, turn on notifications. There you go. That's pretty cool for like that fiction stuff. Like, that's cool. That's respectable. Okay, that's cool. And you know what? Like, some people will just mock you, be like, oh, dude, I can't believe you're talking about this stuff, this fictional characters and those types of things. First, we don't really know what we don't know. That's 100% granted. And outside of that, it's good to focus on things that are actually real, like really happening, that you can see. And it's always good to plan for things that are, always plan for the day that's not as bright as the other days. But focus on things that are super high in your priority list. Like, say, for instance, you like this fiction stuff. That's great. I'm by no means mocking you, but trying to find exactly how that can benefit you in regards to where you can take that with your future. One thing I might recommend is, who wrote that story that you're talking about? How did they start writing that story? And can you write a better story than that person? And I don't know much about that book or TV show or whatever that is, but I heard the name for sure. I heard the name. That's solid, bro. Dude, cheers to you, man. Young hero doing 17-hour night shifts. Audiobooks are so helpful, man. Cheers to you. Well done. And what are you working toward, and what are some of your goals? I have similarities to you, man. For years and years and years, I took no weekends, man. I did 14-hour days, 17-hour days. Let's say 16-hour days, so you get 1 hour more than me. I did those days for so long. Didn't go out Friday nights to party and drink. Had a limited social life. Played soccer once in a while. That's what you need to do, man, to be successful. If you stay on that path, you're disciplined, and you have a system of what you're going to do with your money, it's going to help you so much, so much. Hulk Hogan's tights, that's hilarious. Dude, name of the night, bro. That's hilarious, bro. That's pretty funny. You know, I don't really want to think about Hulk Hogan's tights, but it's like, you see the name, you're like, Hulk Hogan, and then Hulk Hogan's tights. It's funny, dude. I don't know who Quint is from Jaws. Let's look him up. Quint from Jaws. Is that a compliment, or is that a, you're like, dude, you're lame, bro. You're lame. Yeah, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. What an inspiring dude, man. Hulk Hogan was cool. What's his name? Quint from Jaws. I love it. If you guys roast, like I'm roastable, dude. I've got everything. I'm ready to get roasted. Yeah, dude. Here he is. Quint from Jaws, bro. I'm the doppelganger. Thank you, bro, dude. Thank you for the laugh. That's hilarious. Yeah, what happened to Josh Saunders, man? Goalkeeper? August 21st. King Cobra JFS, popular Casper, Wyoming-based YouTuber and internet personality. Yeah, man, may his soul rest in peace. He had over 117,000 subscribers. He passed away at 34 from a suspected heart attack. Oh, man. Unfortunate, bro. Unfortunate. Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. That's wild. Do you think it's all legitimate, or you got some shady things happening over there? What do you guys think? And you got to think to yourself, like, how do I feel? Who cares about how you feel? Nobody cares about how you feel. You care about how you feel. That's important. But you got to stop asking yourself, how do I feel? And start asking what is required. Like, what do I need? What exactly do I need? What do I need to finish this thing, man? That's exactly what you need. Do you personally know the King Cobra guy? King Cobra JFS? And how was he? Was he a cool dude? And what was something like, what got him to that point in life? Because that's a huge, huge place to be at, and that's incredible. So great for him to build such a community, I'm guessing, but that's so cool. And that's actually what we're trying to do over here, guys. So here's a micro hook that you guys can use. Winners don't have better feelings, they have better standards. Standards for themselves, standards for them goals. I'm going to repeat that because that is extremely important to understand. Winners do not have better feelings. They have better standards. Better standards. Oh, that's wild. He'd make weird food, mix drinks, and vibe. That's cool. That's cool. Would he be doing this kind of alone, or would he have friends, and would it be kind of like a podcast, or was he handheld with the camera, or did he have a camera guy? How big was the production, and how was all that stuff? Anthony Starr. All right, man. I got a lot of lookalikes tonight. New Zealand actor. Oh yeah, that's the dude. Man, he looks different in a lot of his photos, bro. Okay. He's like the movie actor. That's cool. Is that his, you think that's his real last name, Star, or that's just kind of a, from New Zealand, man. New Zealand, what a place. Oh, that's pretty cool, man. That's cool. You know what? There's something really cool about like those guys that are just kind of so willing and able to communicate with, people on their chat. Like that's really awesome. They have that type of personality that just kind of goes and is enjoyable and pleasurable and also makes you feel good. That's super important. So the winners don't have better feelings, they have better standards. I want to check that guy out, the King Cobra JFS. I'm gonna look him up. Thanks for inspiring me, man. That's pretty cool. And you think like, oh man, I'm just on the other side of a phone, like, or I'm on the other side of a computer. I'm not really too attached. But with the internet now, you become a friend now. Like you actually, it's cool because I'm here. You know, my Instagram is on my YouTube, and I'm doing lives every day of 2026. So that's cool. People kept sending him cat food and watched him get progressively more confused because he didn't have a cat. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, some people just troll. He's like, dude, what am I supposed to do with all this cat food? He's, he's like, I gotta find a neighbor who has a cat who just doesn't have too much going on. So I'm gonna give somebody some cat food. Do a good deed, man. That's a cool idea. It's a really cool idea. Take every situation and then just find the optimism in that situation. Make the best out of it. Oh my God, bro. Eating cat food on a stream. He was probably dared, dude. Yeah, that's wild, dude. Some people have a stomach for that. That's so wild. Actually, I knew a kid who was like, I was a kid, he was a kid. He's like, hey man, you got some good beef jerky. I'm like, oh cool, man, that's cool. He's like, yeah, it's like here in the freezer or whatever. He like pulled out the beef jerky. And I looked at it, it was like doggy jerky. And I was like, bro, do you eat that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna eat that, dude. He's like, it's like real beef jerky. And I'm like, all right. But nowadays, maybe it's even healthier than some of the stuff that people offer. So he would mix. What is Everclear? Never heard of that. But it sounds like it might be dangerous, bro. Was he okay after that? High proof. America's strongest alcohol. It's colorless, odorless, and flavorless, making it ideal for creating homemade extracts, tinctures, cocktails, but it is too potent for direct consumption. It is distilled from 100% grain and is highly flammable, requiring careful handling. Dude, that's dangerous, dude. Some people actually go blind because of like drinking moonshine. So whenever you make moonshine, they like make it in these big barrels, and then on the top of the barrel, they have like this little layer of like super, super, how would you say, dangerous liquid. And you would have to like carefully scrape off that like top barrel so you don't go blind. So a lot of people actually, in certain countries started to go blind, and you'd see them like need glasses for that. And that's the risk you take with alcohol, especially homemade stuff. Like, is it worth it to get drunk for one night to lose like vision or like a portion of your vision? To me, I think your body is super important, and do everything you can just to stay as healthy for as long as possible. Yeah, that's super, super important. Yeah, so that dude's a funny dude that I grew up with, man. I had some funny stories, but also I also want to kind of moderate like my funny stories, and got to figure out like how to say these funny stories without getting anyone in trouble or doxing anyone. So the winners don't have better feelings, they have better standards. And the standards are a line you do not cross. Standards are what you do when nobody is clapping, when no one's watching you. What are your standards? How high are your standards? And where do you set your standards? When you're tired, annoyed, tempted, standards are what keep you like within that realm that keeps it really good. So just remember that standards, those standards. And most people are not losing to competition, they're losing to comfort. They're too comfortable. Like who said it up here in the chat? 100% right, man. I gotta check this out. I gotta shout you out again, man. Oh, Leo Lee, I didn't even see that chat, man. That's a wild chat right there, bro. Yeah, I don't know who it is that said that earlier, but you guys, that's 100% accurate right there. Most people are not losing to competition, they're losing to comfort. Competition isn't beating you, it's your comfort. While I twirl my little hairs, it's comfort. You are losing to comfort. People are not losing to competition, they are losing to comfort. I want to get faster, but I'm too comfortable to train. I want to jump higher, but I'm too comfortable to train. I want to learn more words, but I'm not willing to read or understand the definitions of these words. I want to meet a girl, but I'm not willing to chat with her. You got to do your things. 100% you got to do your things. All right, chat, drop something in the chat that you're done tolerating. Like you're not going to tolerate it anymore. Yo, Jay Jonah. Leo Lee, let's see. I just checked where you track planes for U.S. bomber are heading for Iran. One just disappeared, by the way. Yeah, man. That's a dangerous game over there. A very dangerous game. And what are your thoughts on it? What is like the ideal thing what do you want to happen? And what is the ideal way to get it done? And chat, drop something in the chat you're done tolerating. Are you done procrastinating, done with bad habits, done with low effort, done with staying quiet, done with waiting for permission? All right, Leo Lee, let's see what you said. Shout out Sky, or maybe just went ghost mode. Yeah, bro, you never know. They have those tracking devices, and yeah, you never know. So when you're stuck, you don't really need inspiration. You need a command. And there's a command you can repeat for the rest of your life. And here it is. What's the smallest action that proves I'm serious? What is that smallest action? Not the biggest, not the greatest, not the perfect, but like the smallest proof that proves, I'm serious. So, if you're a creator, like after this live and you want something, just record for 20 seconds, post it, see what happens. You're in real estate, call one lead, send one follow-up. I sent an email to somebody because I thought I was I contacted someone under the impression that they were looking for a certain type of property in a certain type of place. And then I got a response like, hey, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm sorry. And I don't want to harass people or bug them, but I know that I have a talent of finding like great deals for people and they're really happy after that. But she has my contact information and it's great. It's very great. Jay Jonah, thank you, buddy. All right, brother. Yeah, see you next time. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, dude. You're a pleasure to have in the chat, dude. You're awesome. Thank you, brother. Drive safe. You're doing a great thing, man. Can't wait to see you in a couple of years and see how much you have progressed, dude, and how awesome you are, man. To be stoked. Instead of me being like, dude, I'm so mad. He's got a Porsche or Lamborghini. I'm be like, dude, I'm so stoked for you, bro. Well done, dude. You earned it. You earned it. Well done, dude. Or whatever you're going for, New bicycle or new truck, or new shovel, new hammer, new Milwaukee tools, new DeWalt tools, bro. Go for it, dude. Get your dreams, man. I'm so stoked for you. I'm going to hype you up, dude. I'm going to hype you up. What's the smallest action that proves I'm serious? Like, is it 50 push-ups? Is it walk for 20 minutes to get like 9,000 steps? What is it? What is it? 10,000 steps, 20,000 steps, 2,500 steps, 40 steps. If you can't do squats yet, do the cheat, man. What's a cheat? You get a chair and you squat slowly until your butt hits the chair and then you stand up. You're like, oh, I can do that 10 times. Get a smaller chair, drop that stool lower, do the same thing, and do it again. If you can't get back up, use those resistance bands. Like, just do what you can and prove to yourself you're serious, man. Baby steps, little small steps, ant steps. What's smaller than an ant? Yo, Penny Parker, thank you for joining. Will you adopt all of me and my nieces? We're orphans. Penny Parker. If you need help, don't give up. There's definitely help. And depending on where you are, there's places that can help you and your nieces. I'm not particularly in that business right now, so I don't know too much about it. But I'd be willing to help you in some way and direct you toward like some type of organization or people that can help people like get on their feet if you need help in any way. So yeah, hopefully you and your nieces are okay. And if you have a problem with money, you can cancel one useless subscription. What's that subscription you need the least? Cancel it. Or what are you spending too much money on? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm spending $6 at Starbucks. I can make this at home for like 20 cents. Bam. Oh, Penny Parker, sorry to hear that. She says our parents died when we were kids. That's tough. Well, may your parents' souls be in heaven if that's the correct thing to do. Aaron Thornell, 9785. Hello, how are you? My life been pretty down lately and will be that way for life because no woman wants me of my special needs. Not even, man. Come on, Aaron. What are you talking about, buddy? Quit lying to yourself. What are your special needs? Stop giving up on yourself, dude. You have no time to give up on yourself. And if you think that, you just met the women that are not looking for you, bro. There's many women, so many women that would probably love you just the way you are, man. You got to love yourself and come to reality about who you are, what you're bad at, what you're good at, what you're amazing at, what you're horrible at, and what you can bring to a relationship and what she can bring to a relationship. Don't give up on yourself for no reason, man. Come on, what are you doing, man? You're going to make somebody cry. You're going to make her cry because you're giving up on yourself, man. She's out there waiting for you. How good are you going to be how good are you going to feel when you're all sad, when she needs you to be happy so you can make her day? Don't get down on yourself for no reason. Come on, y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications because I'm going live every single day of 2026. I'm helping people. Give me more information, Aaron, on what's happening so I can just hype you up and show you the path that you need. Penny Parker, 8 of us orphan kids, but her grandma is taking care of us. Oh my gosh, bless your grandma. What a sweetheart. What an angel. Oh my goodness. Strong woman, strong woman. And you know what? What happens in that situation? Usually, all 8 of you are going to be amazing individuals because you've grown through struggle. You weren't given everything in life. You know, when I could walk, I started working. I've been working my whole life. I don't stop. I'm always working. Always. And your grandma is 84. What an angel on earth. Bless her and more power to her and your family. You guys, I wish the best for y'all. That's incredible. That's so incredible. What a strong woman. How often do you tell her you love her and you accept her, you appreciate her with how amazing she is? Man, that's beautiful. All right, y'all, I love you. I love every single one of you. The Lord loves you. And I got to run because I got an appointment happening right now. But I will be live every single day of 2026. So make sure you like, subscribe, turn on those notifications. And I'm going to try to get on Final Cut Pro tonight. So if it works with your schedule, I'm going to go live again later on tonight. But yeah, like, subscribe, turn on notifications. And I love every single one of you. And thank you for lighting up the chats. And I can't wait to see y'all again. So thank you. Take care. And until next time.